We will make 3 time prostration for Rinpoche.
KAGYU mata. Koji kunzo. Tajatan. Yes.
Dorje chanche telo naro dai maraba mela cheje gambo ba dezoy je ja gunchen karma ba cheje chonje Gyöbazenamda Jedan sal soy palden druba soy zablan jay chelang anyembe Nyamen drungun tabo KAGYU Lai solo de soy KAGYU lama gyöbaze no nam tarai jinje loi je lo gonje kang bara zombai je se nor gue lai cha je me ba dan se de dai je me gom je la Nye gurai jemba, ne barai jinje, loi mugu gonje, govara zombai je, mengadere ngo jebe lama, lai gyendo zoga, dembe gomje la, Chöme mongun je varai jinje loye me gonje ngoy jir zombai je gansharan doybe ngobo zoma de ma chunde kara jombe gomje la Gomja da dalavarai jinje loi nam dongo che guru zomba jiyamai chiryan chawa la mangaroba charve gomjela Korder me tok barai jinje loi ge wangun do yanda lamanda jame che je bala lonje chen sadalanje yende rabzoine Dorje chanje go panyurdo shon dorje chanje go bhai nyor doi shoi sanje shedan soje chonam lai chanjo bar dane gyab so jen dai jen jen so ingebe Drola Penja Sanje Drumbara Sho Sanje Shedan Soye Shona Janjo Pando Tane Gyazo Jen Daje Jezo Jeba De Daje Dro Penja Sanje Drumbara Sho Sanje Shedan Soye Shana Lai Chanjo Bardo Tane Kyazo Shen Taje Chen Ende Dai Jen Do Lai Pen San Jen Do Bai Shoi Chazo Wa Dai Che Jen Xiao Ba Jezo Ye Rang Gu Jen So Wa Yin Jie Wa Ren Da Jin Jie Zao Tam Jien Da Jin Chang Ju Qing O Sa Xin Pai Chu Joy Xin Men Do Chang Re Rai Ne Xin Nyen De Gen Ban De San Ge Shen Do Men De Po Wa Ye Drang Gun Nam Da Shin La Jue Paraijo Idam Guru Ratna Mendala Kamniriya Daya Me Simje Namje Zamba Da Loye Jeda Jeda Chejon Tomo Endeba Ye Cheji Korlo Korlo So
Jika jiri santo yenje mata leje ponyam. Se jelo boda veje. Embe jabo jela go shansa lo. So I would like to welcome everybody to this MONLAM. We have been doing this KAGYU MONLAM in Germany for many years in Kamalashila. And in 2019, it was suggested that we do it in Berlin. as a change. Also because Kamalashila is quite a difficult place for lots of people to reach. And so therefore, maybe here it is easier. But we had this coronavirus, and so far we couldn't do it. And I'm very happy that this time, after several years, we are able to organize this MONLAM here in Berlin, in Bodhijaya. We call it KAGYU MONLAM, but actually it is very much MONLAM which includes all the general important prayers and also specifically very important prayers done by all different schools of Tibetan Buddhism is included in this MONLAM book, although here we will not be able to go through the whole thing. And especially this time, we thought that we will not only be a kind of MONLAM which will include all the prayers from Tibetan Buddhism, but we will also include other Buddhist traditions of the world. So every afternoon we have invited monks and nuns from Theravadan tradition, Vietnamese tradition, and Chinese traditions, so that every day we have prayers and some recitations from these different traditions as well. And I would like to thank everybody who could come here and participate in this MONLAM, especially Geshe-la, and also many people from not only in Germany, but quite a few other countries as well. And I would also like to thank all these volunteers who's helped to organize this already for many days, and who are helping in various ways, which I wouldn't be able to explain all. It's too many people and too many things happening. So as for the teaching, I think there's nothing specific text mentioned, if I am, no? I think so. So what I was thinking was, I will try to explain what prayers we are doing during this and why we are doing it. And how those prayers and practices can be connected with our life, and how can we actually use it as a Dhamma practice in our life. Generally, this kind of prayers are prayer for the peace and well-being of the world and all sentient beings. As you all know, prayer is a deep wish that we make from our heart. And many people ask this question that you Buddhists, you don't believe in a kind of a creator or a God, something like that. So who is it that you pray to? And what they can do for you? Yeah. It's, I think, a valid question. Actually, we are praying to everybody who is somebody, who has, wisdom, compassion, and any kind of power of helping, healing, and, transformation. So it's not that we only pray to some specific Buddhist things. We say we pray to all enlightened beings throughout the space, wherever they are, wherever they are. But that is only one part of it. From Buddhist point of view, to who we pray is not the most important thing. For what we pray is very important. And that is what we do is, we pray for the peace, happiness, well-being, good health, and, everything possibly good in the short term and in the long term. We pray that soon all the sentient beings be free from suffering of samsara, and they all may become completely enlightened and be free forever and have the highest possible, kind of attainment. Until then, may they all have a very, very good life and all the possible positive things and, good things in this world and every other world as well. But from Buddhist point of view, it is not just enough that we pray. There has to be kind of a certain, if we just make a wish, that doesn't mean that will happen, or it will, it has to be supported. It has to be supported by our own positive actions or positive karma. And that is important. That is very, very important from Buddhist point of view. It is said that if we do negative actions, if we do some negative actions, and then we pray for some very good things, it doesn't happen. It could even be the opposite. But maybe I should say or not say, I don't know. But it is said that if somebody did something very good thing and prayed for a very bad thing, that could also happen. It is usually believed in Buddhist kind of way of thinking that those people who are very powerful and who have, very strong and did some very, very bad things in the world. Were those who did this, who did something very good, but made the wrong kind of wishes or the wrong dedication. And therefore they became so powerful. But because of their negative dedication, it went in the wrong way. So therefore, it is very important that we do something really positive, and then we pray and dedicate for a very, very good and positive kind of cause, then it could be very useful and it could have strong effects. And the more people do it together, the stronger it becomes. And the more we do it with good intentions and positive kind of state of mind, it becomes stronger. Because the background is important. You know what we do? The strongest way to for purification as well as for accumulation. If we have to purify our negative karma or negative things, or to accumulate means to build up or develop positive karma. There are two things very important. First is wisdom, and second is compassion. The more we have kind of wisdom, especially, we talk about two kinds of wisdom. Worldly wisdom, and maybe we can call it transcendental wisdom or enlightened wisdom. Worldly wisdom is that we know, we know different things. Like if somebody learns how to heal diseases like doctors, that's also wisdom. If somebody knows how to bring, any kind of very nice and creative things to benefit people, that is also wisdom. If people know how to solve problems of any kind, that's also wisdom. But transcendental or enlightened wisdom is how to liberate yourself from, negative state of mind and completely from the samsaric state of being. That is called transcendental wisdom, or enlightened wisdom, maybe we call it. If there is any degree of that wisdom, it would be very powerful for make any kind of accumulation of merit or purification. Other than that, or besides that, then the strongest is said to be kindness and compassion. So therefore, when we do these prayers, actually in Buddhist terms, almost every time we do anything, whether it's a teaching, whether it's a prayer, whether it's any kind of sadhana or meditation or any practice, we start with, the refuge and form immeasurables. This the prayer of for for kind of compassion and kindness, loving kindness, compassion, rejoicing, equanimity. This what we call four measurables. And in Mahayana system, we do the bodhisattva vows. So here also we started with that. We started with refuge, a longer kind of refuge. And also we did in Sanskrit. We did the Sanskrit refuge 3 times. And also we recited Heart Sutra in Sanskrit. It was thought that, because Sanskrit is the source language of Dharma, comes from India, and it also, Buddhism, wherever it is, whether it's in Tibet or China or Vietnam or Japan, wherever, they were all translated from either Sanskrit or Pali and came from India. And especially, all the mantras are still in Sanskrit. So therefore, to acknowledge that, we recite it in Sanskrit. It's also said, it was said when I was very small, in the beginning of every teaching, there's a Sanskrit name. All the texts have a Sanskrit name. And they said that the one reason why is because to acknowledge the source, and but also that to make kind of a connection with the language, because all 1,000 Buddhas, it is said, will come in India. India and Bodh Gaya will be the place where all 1,000 Buddhas of this world will become enlightened. So there's nobody but Indians can become Buddhas. Of course, this I must explain, otherwise lots of misunderstandings come. It's there are 2 kinds of, what we call enlightenment. One enlightenment is that if somebody's wisdom and compassion is awakened to the utmost level and all their negative things is finished, then one becomes enlightened. And this can happen anytime, can happen to anybody, it can happen to human beings, among human beings also, to every, male, female, any other different kind of degrees, or, any races, anything. And not only human beings, but any other being also. That's another thing. But there is this kind of prediction that there's, the another thing is that a Buddha will come. Somebody comes and he or she, not she, he, he will become enlightened, and then he will teach the Dharma, and that Dharma will remain for certain centuries, and then people will practice that. For this world, for this earth, you can say, it is the Buddha Shakyamuni said that in the life of this earth, there will be 1,000 Buddhas. That there is no Dharma, then somebody is born and he becomes enlightened, and then he teaches the Dharma. Dharma remains for many centuries, and then finally it's forgotten. And then after some time, another Buddha comes, and things like that. There will be thousands of them until the end of this earth. And it is said that 4 of them have already gone. The Buddha Shakyamuni is usually regarded as the 4th Buddha of this earth, of this time. There will be still 996 to come. Yeah. And all of them will be Indians. And not only Indians, but either Brahmin or Kshatriya, high race. That's how it is said. So, but anyway, you don't have to be a Brahmin or Kshatriya or Indian to practice Dharma and become enlightened. That's another story. So this, why did I say this? Anyway, that's not the point here. The point here is that we generate bodhicitta. So what we did so far is we said the first refuge in Sanskrit and some other prayers in Sanskrit. Then we went to the refuge in a kind of longer refuge in Tibetan. After that, this is, we start to do this. Yes, we did the Bodhisattva vows. We did Bodhisattva vows. And I don't think I need to explain this. You all know this. But, most of us have taken Bodhisattva vows. But it is regarded very important to kind of remind ourselves, or to rekindle the bodhicitta, because kind of having this bodhisattva's aspiration is regarded as very, very strong positive karma. So kind of more or less that alone, if we can do it in a very good way, would be almost enough to kind of as a basis of any prayers we make. And then together with that, there's a maybe I should say this because maybe you went through it, but it's not explained so much. We always create pure land. we visualized that this world has become a kind of pure kind of Buddha land. Very beautiful, with lots of swimming pools. You know, we Tibetans traditionally never take too much bath, and nobody knows how to swim, but we still like swimming pools. And we did, create this or think about this as a most wonderful, most kind of pure land. Actually, this is not so easy. But if you really go through this text, it's very interesting. What is a pure land? What is, I was translating this into English. And before that, I didn't really take too much care because, what is this talking about? Everything has become like a Buddha field. And when you start to translate, you have to understand. And I didn't understand. None of us really understood. So we asked the Karmapa, the 17th Karmapa. He was very young then, actually. And he said, oh, yes, that is, bring that KAGYU volume. So some of the people went around and tried to bring this KAGYU volume. There's whole one volume of KAGYU on this topic. It's very interesting. All kind of 18 different qualities of a Buddha field and things like so many different things. Anyway, I don't still understand everything, but we try to, we could translate somehow. So then when we do that, then we invite all the enlightened beings to that pure land. So, this is also a kind of a preparation for our practice, because we try to see or feel that the world that we live in has become something really the way we wish it to be, And this world that we wish to be is something, where there's no policeman, no army, no boundaries, no borders, no visa. I especially like that. So, and, no different countries, it's completely one and everywhere same. And everything is pure and everybody is loving each other. And there's, there's no kind of business. You don't need even, this credit card. Whatever you want, it happens. And things like, anyway, that doesn't matter, but, very pure land. And then we invite all the enlightened beings to this place. And we feel that they are there. All the enlightened beings of the past, whoever they are. We don't have something called only Buddhist Buddhas. We have enlightened beings and non-enlightened beings. We means like I am. I don't know about you, unenlightened being. And then maybe some of you are very enlightened, I don't know. But I know some of you are not that enlightened also. So, what? Okay. 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 Oh, okay. Okay. Later on. Yeah. And then this. There was there starts in Buddha's time, you know, uh, there was uh, there was a I think it was mm, there were more than one actually, but this I think is one of the uh, one of the princesses or one of the I think it's Gweme Sijin maybe the Ananta Pentika's daughter was married to someone in the west kind of India, very far away, which is now in Pakistan. And she was there, and she was feeling very lonely because she was very familiar with the Buddha and his sangha and all kind of people. And there was nobody like that. So she was saying to her family that I feel very lonely, and there is nobody that I can make offerings to, and things like that. And then she said, "Can I invite them?" I said, "Yes, but they are so far. How can you invite them? It's like many money." He said, "No, but if you allow me, I can invite them, and they will come. Buddha has lots of power." And then they says, "Okay, if you can invite them, invite them. We can provide food and things like that." So one day they made all kind of food and things like that, and then she went on top of the roof, and then with incense, she sang this stanza. This stanza, "Malu senchen kunjin gwenchurchi, dode ponche me senjam zela, nuina malu chechen chenjim, chanden koche nende hiesuso." You are the kind of protector of all the sentient beings without anybody left out, exception. And you have the power to overcome every types of maras or obstacles. And you know the nature of every entity and everything. To that, Buddha, Bhagavan, and all his retinue, please, I invite you here, please come here. And she was saying this and, inviting. And then after some time, they start to arrive. All the arahats used to start to arrive on different, riding on different things like dragons and lions and garudas and all kind of things. And they were saying, "Is this your Buddha? Is this your Buddha?" "No, no, he's just one of the students." Then, when she was doing this invitation, they heard it in wherever they were in India. And then Buddha said, "Oh, we are being invited, and those of you who are already arahats and have the power to, to go, come with me." So they went, and they they were offered a meal, and he gave teachings, and then he left one or two arhats there, and then came back. So things like that, those kind of prayers are put here to make invitations, and we make invitations, and then we make all kind of, 7-branch practice. Basically, we have lots of different things that to make positive, accumulation. It's kind of, in Buddhist terms, they are included in these seven kind of practices. You will find it everywhere in all the prayers. But I don't know if we don't usually talk too much about how can we do that. Not just like a visualization, yes, that's clear in these practices, but how do we do that in our actual daily life? I think that is important, The 7-branch practice. Now, all the morning we have been doing, all the prayers that we have been doing in the morning are also 7-branch practice, They're coming from different sutras, some a little bit more kind of elaborate, some less, things like that. It's all about 7-branch practice. 7-branch practice starts with prostration or making. Prostration is actually making salutation, showing respect. Bowing down, bowing or bowing, I don't know. Huh? Bowing. It's not. Is it the English way of saying or not African one? And this is regarded very important, This is supposed to be to kind of a little bit work on our too much arrogance and, too much ego. And in here, of course, we make, we bow down, or we make prostrations or salutations to everyone, Buddhas we say Buddhas of the 3 times and 10 directions, 3 times of Buddhas means everybody actually. Because Buddhas, the past, that is, Buddhas present, those who are everywhere in many, many different, because from Buddhist point of view, the space, the sky, you can call it if you like, is limitless. There's no end. Nobody has found the end of the space. And wherever there is space, there are also like solar systems and things like that. So therefore, there's kind of limitless space, so therefore limitless things, and then there could be limitless worlds where there are beings, all different kind of things. It's very limitless. And there, lots of Buddhas have happened, but there are lots of people, beings who are not Buddhas yet. But they will be becoming Buddhas also. All of us are not Buddhas yet, but future Buddhas. Yeah? So Buddhas of the past, present, and future means everybody, all sentient beings. we make salutation, we show respect, And this is, kind of, we try to show respect with our body, with our speech, and with our mind. And that is the practice. And now this, I think, is actually very important in our life. Actually, many people have difficulties to kind of a little bit bow down to each other, the human beings. Yes, this has different cultures. Some people, shake hands. Some people put their noses together. Some people put their forehead together. Some people, I don't know what, all kinds of things. Some people kiss 2 times, 3 times. Some people you should never touch. Sometimes it's very confusing, In India, you cannot shake hand with a girl, This, this is enough. In the West, you don't shake hand, they mind. Once I know somebody, a German, and then I met them, and a few times. And then once I was in Bodh Gaya and I met them there. She also, and other person also. And I think I forgot to shake hand. We were too busy. There are too many people anyway. And then later on, I met her. She says, "Why are you so angry with me?" I said, "What? Why are you so angry with me?" I said, "I'm not angry with you. Who says I'm angry with you?" She says, "Yes, but you didn't shake hands with me." When I don't shake hands, oh, we met in Bodh Gaya and you didn't shake hands. Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry because I didn't even notice. Sometimes like that. Anyway, that's beside the point. But so way you do it, it may be different from different culture or different customs or different things, but it's very important that we respect each other. No, everybody like to be respected and needs to be respected. And so to show respect to each other is, is very important in life. I know that especially people who are in high positions, if you don't show respect, they really feel very hurt. I don't think many of you know this. Some people know. I once annoyed the Queen Mother of Sikkim very badly. She almost, she wanted to expel me from Sikkim. It's true. Why? Because I didn't, I didn't do this. We were going to the, there was every, I think it's 4th of April, it was the king's birthday. And everybody used to go and pay respect to the king, and I was going there too. And with many other people. So we just entered from the gate. And then from above, very far away, the Queen Mother was coming down with lots of other people. So everybody was doing like this. And I said, you're wasting time. She will not see you from there. It's so far away. And even if she sees you, she will not recognize you. You know, I am really stupid. And so everybody did, but I didn't. And then after some time, somebody comes and said, Queen Mother is very angry with you. Why don't you go and ask for her forgiveness? I said, it's not possible. She doesn't know me. I never met her, I never met her face to face, and she doesn't know anything about me. She can't be angry with me. Then another person comes and says, Queen Mother is quite upset with you. Why don't you? I said, it's not possible, How can it possible that she doesn't know me and I have never met her? How can she be? But later on, I found it was true. She was saying that this young monk called Ringu is so bad, so proud, he was first KAGYU, and then he turned into Nyingma, and then he turned into Sakya, and now he's turned into Geluk, because he was studying with the Geshe-la that time. So, and he needs to be expelled from Sikkim. Anyway, I will not say anymore. I didn't even know how to say sorry because, I never met him. And I think if I ask for her appointment, maybe she will not give because she doesn't know. But somehow she knew. She saw this, and then she got very. Since then, whenever I see her car, I go like this. But I hope she saw it. But it's nothing bad against. Actually, it's people like that, high people, really feel very, very bad if don't show respect. I know one actor, quite a well-known actor, and he said that when he goes on the stage, he's so afraid, that people will not show appreciation, that he sometimes feel like vomit. He has to vomit because and then if everybody doesn't clap very well, he feels so sad, and so it's really like that. So it's not like we think that these big people are big people, who cares about other small ones, but they care a lot about us small people, especially if she like this, they can really, I think it's very important, and of course, then showing respect to the low ones are even more important because they have nobody to show respect to them. And I think, everybody. So this, I think is very important, And this, of course, in this context, we make prostrations to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and all great beings, nice beings, positive beings, and also all different kind of other beings and things like that. But we should show respect to each other. We should respect to our equals. We should respect, our equals. There are lots of, sometimes, we do, to the people a little bit look like above us or better than us, we have jealousy, envy. A little bit below us, we look down on them, we have pride. And in equal, we have competition. So we have no friends. That's why we are lonely. Lots of people have loneliness problem, no? Why? Because we have no friends. If we need to be friends, we need to be close to each other. We need to love each other. We need to respect each other. And we are always competing. How can we be friends? You know? I see that even among brothers and sisters, and family members, nowadays there's lots of this competition. You know? It's almost accepted as normal. You know, I was shocked when I first heard this. You know, there's a kind of somebody was saying to my brother, you know, maybe you are jealous about your brother. And he said, no, I'm not jealous, he was saying, because he's not jealous. He's very happy. Then but he said, why? Because all brothers are a little bit jealous of each other, they say. You know, it's what they call it? There's a word for that. Huh? Sibling rivalry. Yes, and people are teaching that. I say people are teaching that. I told them, one child was born, and then the child was brought to their home in the West. And she or he, I don't remember, but has a brother or sisters. And people were coming to see them. And everybody was asking, how jealous is he about new baby? How is jealous about? They were all asking. And then, oh yes, he's jealous, he's not so jealous, he's very jealous, like all kind of things. I told, why are you training him to be jealous? You are making him, you are creating this, what you call the sibling rivalry. Why do you do this? They said, no, we are not doing it. I said, you are doing it. I've heard with my own ears that you were doing it. They didn't even realize that they were doing it. And then some of them said, but then how do we do it? You know, it's sometimes a problem, they say, when you have a new baby, the other baby, already one, is not happy because he takes all the things like milk and mother and all the attention. I said, it's very easy. It's the easiest thing to do. He says, what we can do? I said, just tell him that you have now a sister or a brother. It's yours. And there's nothing called, it's my sister, it's my brother. Then how can there be any jealousy? There's no jealousy. Actually, few people tried this, and some of them says it works. It works. It worked with me, and it worked with all my brothers and sisters, so why should it not work? Because if it is my brother or my sister, then it's mine, no? It's like my child, same thing. There's no, there's no need of rivalry. I do almost anything to help my brother, my sister, So like that, it's just everything is a concept, how you see things. So if we respect each other and see each other with that kind of understanding, and then we have already peace. We have peace in our family. We have peace in our, and we can probably have peace in the whole world. If Putin sees all the leaders as his brothers and sisters, or something like this, why not? It's possible. So therefore, that's the respect. That's why I wanted to tell these things because sometimes, people think that all these things that we are doing is Tibetan culture being kind of put in your mouth. What do you call it? Huh? More than that. Force fed. You have, we lamas bring you all here and then do this 7-branch practice, which is totally, against your culture. Yeah, but culture is important, but there's nothing like this is Tibetan culture, and I'm not Tibetan, so I shouldn't do anything. Or this is Western culture, and I'm not Western, so I should. Nothing like that. No, culture is, if there is something good in that culture, then I should learn from there, isn't it? And if there is something not good in my own culture, I don't need to continue with that. I can change it. Should change. There are lots of things, but many of things also like not understanding also. Like making prostration is very much like almost unknown in a way in the Western culture. But they have, they also need to respect to each other. So it's the same thing. But how you do it, that's another story. You can do it like this, you can do it like this. I don't know, you can do, I don't know, all different ways. You can like this, that's like this, or you can have a hug, bear hug, you call it, or you can, I don't know, different things. So that's another matter. And that doesn't really matter too much. But this is something like the respect to each other is something really very important, and everybody needs it. So if we understand that way, then I think it's nothing like nothing kind of too much foreign or something totally different. So all these things, I think many of these things, yes, generally, when you bring something like a Dharma or something teaching from India or from Tibet or something like that from different country, the culture comes with that because the people comes from there, But sometimes this culture becomes a problem because we don't understand what exactly is the meaning of that. If we understand the meaning of it, sometimes it doesn't become culture. It's a positive thing. We just need to change a little bit how to do it. And sometimes it's just culture, and then we don't need to care about it. Things like that. Otherwise, the culture is sometimes, it comes from a useful thing, but then, we forget why we did it, and then it becomes a kind of difficult, it becomes useless thing, like this, you know the story of black cat. Some of you may not know this story. I would like to tell this actually. There was I think it was a Hindu master, and he was doing satsang every evening, practice together. And then, but he had a cat, a little bit wild type of cat, a black cat. And so when they were doing the satsang, the cat was making too much kind of a disturbance. So the teacher told that when you come in, please first tie the cat and then come in, and then we do the practice. And when we finish, untie the cat. So they did that, The people came in, tied the cat, they did the satsang, they untied the cat, and then they went home. This went on every day, every day, every day. And one day, the teacher became old and he passed away. Then one of his, kind of senior students became the teacher, and they continued. They came, tied the cat, did the satsang, untied the cat, and left. Now one day, the cat died. Now they said, how can we do the satsang? We don't have cat to tie. So they said, we must get a cat like him, a black cat without a dot, So they searched all over the city, tried to find, and then finally they found a cat which was exactly like before, completely dark black cat without any. So they brought him, and then they could really continue the satsang because they could go in, try the cat. This, why they did this, they forgot, So that's, sometimes this kind of traditions become like that also, So this we have to be careful. Okay, I think that's enough. So we have to do this dedication. Should they? Ju jana gebe so je lo shun je senpa dan je da la gong so so, penda senpa na da la gong so so. Da mi kama tsurum jimben chile ye jebe se toma me pa de tama ta ta la tu le pa ta jamba le shung. Sutren le shung a do gamba le shung ye gebe zawa je pa. Je do zawa do je pa la je se yoro ye gebe zawa do je per te te chi ga lo la. Kajolan Chipa Bava to Gendala Negrichipa to Bora de Shimbeka, Drapa to Shoshana Tama Bava, Tomatoma. Yelmen Yerila Temo Tomalo Sopa gave it Savan de Zimbatamba Senja, Senja Yojana Jojo Tenji Juti. Kimbo to Loven to Pama and Paming and the Rover Ship in Tayepis and Jetani. Number Tanjin Jim. Number Tanji Jimby, Sonji Tover Church. Number Tanjin Jimby Sonji Tover Church. Number Tanjin Jimby Sonji Tover Church. Tema Doji Patesera Nizera Tanja doesn't put Muli Tover Church. Muli don't Chutapa Jimby gave you Hine don't Trevor Church. He don't do just a temple, no need the Jabala Shadow Longer Padage. Pachetanji Meji Munjawado Shajambo children. Proper Church. Take one I can do church. Take one I can do church. Georgiana give his own introduction to some but on the Shin Selling Depa. Kona see about the Tamje, Dala Gonso, and the someone of the Dala Gonso, so Yan Selling Depa. Deda che tu santo sabi che vi stava jambale shongado, tsaramle shongado, gambale shongado, che vi stava jipato jeta so. Jibala jese yero che vi stava do shandan jipato, jedan jeva nam jetsele de batela che tanda controlan che papa. Controlan che papa to, gendalan ne che shepa che shashira jipara de shamba drapa do che shana to mapa. Jumbalo tomato yemen yerena de motomalo so che vi stava tene sene de pakate legion che trova di tu. She to give it our denoti, shaking the shaking and running over to get on top of the China Tangerman person. Tobar George, Boludoniji consistent your drat over George, consistent your drat and you can just on la tepa over George, consistent la tepa to the just on the session. 来比见他到了那天，那么当前前辈双节多我的就是节，那么当前前辈双节多我的就是节，那么当前前辈双节多我的就是节，得看那样的就是节，得看那样的就是节，得看那样的就是节。
滚就送来强藏萨罗德亚南本山的。Awan Bodhan Naye Sova Deyanda Nashanda Sarva Tithana Shatrina Meza Medan Bhavandu Sova Yukunjo Sumla Chan Salo Deji Shekwa Dachomba Yangda Bharan Zobez Nambara Nangze La Changza Lo Pakpa Changjo Senpa Chenpo Tukje Chen Denpa Namje Nyembo La Changza Lo Deyanda Bezirya Oboda Naye So Deyanda Bezirya Oboda Naye So Deyanda Bezirya Oboda Naye So Wai Choga Din Deje Jena Pakpa Shera Je Parondo Shenpa La Nebora Dün Tamje Da Jena Loje Tamje Je Milhong Wai Jero Chibi Dui Chena Pakpa Tsepa Do Tong Wai Jero Deje Shekpa Namda Changjo Senpa Tamje Tong Wai Jero MONLAM Chitra Dapa Shen Tong Wai Jero Senam Tamje Zikwa Nye Tone Nyebe Chanam Tamje Chega Naje Malayan Choba Sibe Solen Choba Choba Isho